What's up guys, this is Simon from Shanghai again. Welcome to another Every Chinese video. Now many of you guys may think Chinese parents are too strict with their kids. They assign a lot of homework to the kids and make them study long hours every single day. But they don't give them enough time to play. You may be like, oh poor kids, Chinese parents are too harsh. They should let the kids have more freedom so they can really enjoy their childhood. When I was little, I have to admit that I didn't like my parents that much because they made me study all the time. But after I grew up, I started to understand them because in China, for a guy from every Chinese family, getting a high quality education is still the safest way to have a good life down the road. And as you know, in China, the education is still a scarce resource compared to its vast demand. So it is reasonable for parents to push their kids a little bit harder in order to help them get into better schools, right? Anyway, Chinese parents may be very strict and demanding in terms of our study, and they probably never gonna say words like, hey kid, I love you so much, I'm so proud of you. Instead, they compare us to other kids and belittle us all the time. They will say something like, hey son, look at our neighbor's kids. He went to Harvard and now makes millions of dollars a year. What have you achieved all those years? Stop killing useless political news. You should think about how to make more money. More money, okay? I have to admit that those harsh words still hurt. But we know that they do love us, just in a very different way. So today, let's talk about something positive about our parents. And here are the 5 benefits I think you can get for having Chinese parents. Number 1. Chinese parents put their kids' needs above their own. In China, kids represent the future and the continuation of the entire family. So the parents will always try to get the best they can for their kids. I've got a lot of friends who just became mom and dad. Before they have any kids, their social media are filled with all kind of interesting things. Such as traveling the world, having high-end afternoon tea, and running a marathon. But once they have kids, their old lives are completely gone. All you can see from their social media is their kids' picture. And in a typical Chinese family, the kids will not only get all the attention from their parents, but also from their grandparents. They will be constantly checking whether you are hungry, thirsty, cold, hot, so you are literally like the little emperor of the family. The only thing you need to be worried about is your study. Everything else will be taken good care of by either your grandparents or your parents. Number 2, Chinese parents live very frugal life, but they are very generous to their kids' education. They wear cheap t-shirts from Taobao, they always try to find the best deal in the local markets, they take buses instead of taxis, and they will turn off the AC during the middle of the night in order to save some electric bill. But for their kids' education, they are willing to spend all their savings. Bilingual kindergartens, piano lessons, private tutors, study abroad, those things are definitely not cheap. But Chinese parents are willing to pay because they know those things are very crucial to their kids' future. In the US, many people may have student loans because a lot of parents won't support their kids after they graduate from high schools. So in order to afford college tuition, many students end up borrowing money from the bank. While in China, student loan does exist, but I think very few people are actually using it because as long as you can get yourself into college, even the poorest family will be able to get you the money. Hey son, good news, we are finally able to pay for a tuition now. I'm working 3 jobs, I sold all my treasures, I also borrowed money from your 7 uncles and 8 aunties. So don't you worry son, just focus on your study. I will wire all the money to you. Number 3, no one will judge you if you still live with your parents, even at your 30s. In the West, after you enter in college, kids are expected to move out of their parents' house and find themselves a place to live independently. If you still live with your parents after you graduate from college, it's definitely not a cool thing. Other people will be like, hey, you know this guy? He still lives in the basement of his parents' house. So lame. Must be a mommy's boy. In China, it's completely fine. If you want to live with your parents forever, no one will judge you. Actually, you may even get some compliments because most of the parents actually want you to come back and live with them together. I guess the best way for American kids to show their parents' appreciation is to find a decent job, get married, and live independently. While in China, the best way for kids to show their parents' appreciation is also to find a decent job, get married, but live with their parents together. Now, my mom called me the other day.
Hey son, do you know our neighbor Auntie Wang? Her son has finished his master's degree in the United Kingdom and moved back. Now he stays with his parents now. You should move back as well. We got plenty of rooms. Stop wasting money on renting that stupid tiny apartment. You need to save money for our future grandkids.
Number 4, your money is yours and your parents' money is also yours. I know it sounds ridiculous, but please let me explain to you, okay? Just like I've mentioned before, in the West, most parents probably stop paying for their kids after they graduate from high school. But in China, it is still okay to ask parents to buy stuff for you after you graduate from college. You may be like, wait a minute, Western parents also buy stuff for their kids, like a nice pair of shoes or an iPad. Well, I'm talking about houses and cars. You know, in Shanghai, the apartment price is ridiculously high and cars are also not cheap. However, those things are mandatory if you want to get married here. So, how do you think all those young couples manage to afford all those things? The short answer is, their parents pay for it. What about me? I'm a good kid, so I don't want to put too much pressure on my parents.
3 months ago.
Hey, check out that room. Wow, it has got so many new features. Damn, I really want one, but it's too expensive. Oh, I know how to get it. Hey mom, I think you need to buy a drone. Why? Because you say you want to travel when you retire, right? It can record all your traveling footage so you can post on your WeChat to share with all your friends. So, yes, you're gonna do it? Great, I'll send you the Taobao link. Yes, get it. Number 5, Chinese parents will help you to plan out your future. In the West, you are probably on your own after you graduate from college. Because after you hit 18 years old, the parents have fulfilled their duties and now you need to start taking care of yourselves. You find your own place to live, you do whatever that fits your interest, and you find your significant other by yourself. But in China, a lot of parents will probably guide you through your life all the way to your 40s. They will help you to find your job, help you afford an apartment, and even help you to get a wife. Hey dad, just graduated from college. You know the global economy is pretty awful right now. It's hard to find some decent job. So, can you help me? Oh, you already found an open place for me? Cool, where? Uncle's place? Okay, what's my title? Sales manager? What do I do? Nothing? Okay, great! Hey dad, I want to find a girlfriend, but you know these days girls are pretty demanding. They want me to own an apartment before asking them out. So I wonder if you could... Oh, you already bought one for me? One was in college? Thanks dad, you're the best! Hey dad, I still can't find a girlfriend. I don't know, maybe girls are just not my things. Maybe I'm gonna switch to guys.
How dare you? Wait!
She's beautiful. Thanks, Dad. Okay, there you have it. Those are all the benefits you will have for having Chinese parents. Please understand that I'm making a generalization here based on my own experience, so it might not be 100% accurate. Actually, it will definitely change in the future. I don't think the next gen Chinese parents are willing to do the same thing. At least I don't think I can sacrifice that much. Anyway, the point of this video is not to argue which side of parents is better. I'm pretty sure Western parents and Chinese parents both love their kids, but maybe in a different way. I just would like to point out that the parents from my generation really sacrifice a lot for us. They may never say something like, oh, I'm so proud of you, I love you so much, but we all know that they love us very much, sometimes too much. Okay guys, I think that's it for today's video. If you like my video, please hit the thumbs up button. If you want more content about China from an ordinary Chinese guy, I recommend you to subscribe to my channel. Once again, thank you so much for all the love and support, and I will catch you on the next one, okay? Peace!